12 team, 9 cats, head to head, fantasy mock draft over on Fantrax. Let's go and win some leagues. G'day guys, I'm D Mac from NBA Fantasy Bible here on the Bleav Network. Yes, once again, we have another mock draft. And I have some friends today. Joining me first is Steve St-Pierre. Steve, how are you? I've also got here Papi Roy from NBA Fantasy PH, and of course another Bleav fantasy expert, Matty G. How are you guys?
Yes, sir. Good. How you guys doing?
Good.
What's up?
Now,
This is a worldwide connection. This is a worldwide connection.
That's right.
You got
worldwide.
Philippines, you got Detroit, you got Western Australia and Sydney. What a time to be alive.
What a time to be alive indeed. So we are drafting in about 2 minutes, and we'll get to that shortly. But Matty G, you're in the second or pick number 2. What do you have in mind, my friend?
SGA, baby. SGA. It all depends at the end of the day where your fantasy is. It's never been a time with the Oklahoma playoff schedule. You and I have said it already in a couple of pods. You need to know your league settings. It can shift how you think. We're just going off right now that you've got a smart commissioner and your playoffs finish before the chicanery of the Denver games, the OKC games. 3-3-3, get in an OKC, work with SGA. That's what I'm going for right here.
SGA. Papi Roy, you're in the 6th slot. What are you thinking here? I think we sort of know who's got the ADP around the middle of that first round. Do you have your sights set on a certain person?
Well, I think I'm gonna go either a little bit younger, like Cade, or a roll the die pick on Anthony Davis, because as much as we love how Anthony Davis plays, there's always this injury concern with Anthony Davis. But then again, depending on the setup of your league, if he could be a good option. Though something that I did actually point out here, especially in the Philippines, we tend to kind of like have this recency bias, wherein if someone actually let us down the previous season, expect hate. Like especially during back drafts, people's gonna hate.
We have a short memory. We actually have a long memory.
We do that here too. Don't worry.
Now, we've got some analysts in the room and we've got quite a few followers as well. So it's good to have that combination, that mix as well, because, we see a lot of podcasts when it comes to analysts and their thoughts. And we want to see as well how the general public want to draft as well. So we've got quite a few followers in here. Papi, you've got 6, as we said. We've got Steve, you're at number 1. Yeah, no brainer. It's Jokic, right?
So I actually am a big SGA guy. I think in most of my leagues, if I get the number 1 pick, I'm probably going to lean him. Again, just trying to, target the guards. But I'll be nice to Matty this time, and I will take Joker. And I've said too, like you can't really go wrong at number 1 if you're taking Joker, if you're taking SGA, or even if you're taking Wemby. I mean, either of the 3, you can build a nice team around any of them.
Yeah, and we had our perfect pair show probably about 2 weeks ago, Matty, if I'm not wrong.
Yeah.
And we talked about some Jokic pairs as well. I think you had Jokic and LeBron as the perfect pair there.
I did.
Would you do something similar there, Steve, with the LeBron? Because that was a Matty special.
I think it's a solid way to go for sure. A lot of out of position stats with that duo, so I like that.
We have 30 seconds to go, Steve, so get that ready to go. Any other thoughts, guys? It's a 12-teamer. We're not doing third round reversal today. We'll see how that goes. I'm in the number 4 slot, so I'm thinking it's going to be Doncic that will probably fall to me. You said Jokic already, Steve. Matty, you're taking SGA. So unless Wemby falls, it's going to be Doncic. And you guys know that I'm not a huge punt guy. I like a really balanced team, but I think I can still build a balanced side with Doncic. Now, we are go. The draft is on. Steve, you're on the clock.
All right. There it is.
Okay, and Matty G,
there it is. Straight off the board. SGA. I said it. I got it. I got it here on the phone. Victor Wembanyama straight off the board. Which, look, and he has looked incredibly good. Let's be honest. He has looked good in Eurobasket. He's showing the flashes. His side might have gone down, but this is the Luka that we want. The Slim Jim. leading the Lakers.
Yep. And straight after Luca, don't jump, man. He's part of the Bleav network as well. He's part of that family. He's taken Kate Cunningham at number 5, ahead of Giannis to Papi Roy. Giannis at 6. You liking that one, Papi Roy? You're okay with leaning into that punt free throw build?
Yeah, actually, I haven't done my work yet, but I was trying to check if somehow, would it be possible to try to, contain that free throw curse of Yankees. It's gonna be hard for sure, 100% hard. Let's have some.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
It is difficult to get out of that. I think you just need to lead into it, to be honest, unless he does have this sort of late career resurgence with his free throws. I don't think that will happen. Now, some interesting picks. AD at 7, I think that's pretty standard. Booker at 8 is a little earlier than what I've seen, but
it is.
Don't mind. I think Booker is actually going to have a massive season.
He is. He's got to stay healthy, and we'll see what direction that Phoenix Suns team's going to go in here. It's going to be kind of a crapshoot all season long, but yeah, Booker's poised for a big year.
Yeah, to finish out the first round, and Edwards, we've seen him go a little bit earlier, but that's probably more appropriate. Trae Young, one of my favorites, went to Gregor at 10. I think that's a good pick. Harden at 11 and Curry to round out the first round at 12. Backed up by Domantas Sabonis, Evan Mobley. LaMelo Ball, 3rd pick of the second round. Too early, guys, or you're okay with taking that risk?
I think it's a little early, but again, guards are going to go quick, so you got to get aggressive. So I don't hate it.
Yeah, and Papi, you are on the clock right now. Having said that, we had Amen Thompson, 6th pick of the second round.
Yep.
LeBron James, there we go.
Oh, there we go. There you go. You know I was talking about.
I want to see some emotions.
Yeah. So I'm thinking here Donovan Mitchell or Tyrese Maxey. And Steve, you took Maxey in a mock that we did last week on Yahoo. You took him in the first round, and he's fallen to me.
Yeah, I was really hoping he'd fall to me, but I knew it wasn't going to happen. So
yeah, so I'll snap
really
that one
good
up.
pick.
Donovan Mitchell straight after. I like that.
I was kind of looking at him there. I was kind of looking at Don. I was looking at backing up the guards, but I know I did the perfect pairs of this, so I'm going to twist it a little bit. I'm going to go Jaren Jackson Jr. because I think Burke left that perfect pair off the menu a little bit. I want to get like a center power forward eligible guy early. I'm going to lean Triple J and then hope to come back to another guy. When Don was my pick, just to get those elite point guards really early, Papi said it best, like they go off, and that's Derek White to you, Saint.
Yeah, Derek White. I wanted to get a guard here for sure. I was looking at Tyler Hero. I was looking at
no, you're
Brunson.
not, because that's my guy. That's my guy.
I was looking at De'Aaron Fox.
I'm taking him.
Yeah, so I wanted to go one of those 3, and then I was debating if I wanted to take another guard. But I was like, I like J-Dub here. I think 3rd round. That's pretty good value.
There we go.
Yep.
There's Matty G taking Tyler Hero. No surprise to me. I know he's one of your guys, probably your main man coming into this season. Jalen Brunson after that, and I am now on the clock. A couple of decent value guys here. I'm looking at Chet Holmgren.
Can I touch on this one? Chet Holmgren is one of these guys who's slipped in ADPs a little bit. 3rd round is where we've seen him traditionally go. Papi, you've probably taken him in the 3rd round for his value. Steve, you've thought he's 3rd round of value. Why would people be dropping him this year a little bit more? Do you think there's just too many mouths to feed in OKC? I think this could be a great year for Chet.
I think it's going to be a huge bounce back year for him. I think he's poised to have a really big season. He's entering his prime. Obviously, they're coming off the championship. I think it's going to be an opportunity to really add some responsibility to him, especially offensively. And we've seen what he can do. So, yeah, and again, just like with guards, bigs tend to go early and often as well. So I don't mind getting aggressive with him. I've taken him in a couple mocks, and I love him. I love his game, and I think he fits a lot of different builds.
Papi Roy, I love that you've got Scotty Barnes there. I was looking at Scotty Barnes instead of Chet, and you've really lent into that punt free throw build. I think that's a magnificent pick.
Yeah, trying to get some guys that does a lot of things. I think that's one advantage that I see whenever I have an opportunity to get Giannis is I think you kind of like draft a little bit cooler or simpler compared to other type of teams because you already are punting, right? So it's easier to quickly choose players, right? I guess that's one advantage of getting Giannis.
Yeah. Dyson Daniels, 10th pick of the third round. You okay with that, or are we all right with Dyson in the third round there?
Yeah,
I like it. I almost took him. I was looking at him.
Yeah, that's the thing. The guy in the third round at the first pick is looking at Dyson Daniels. So he could be very easily overdrafted, thinking that he's going to do the same thing again. I don't see a massive drop-off for him, like a massive drop-off, but I see him in the third round is completely fine. Because if you're taking Jalen Johnson with his injury history that early, you should be okay with taking Dyson Daniels around there.
Agreed.
I think so. We've noticed that De'Aaron Fox hasn't been taken. ADP of 32.9.
Oh, I'm hoping he
I don't
drops.
think he comes around to me, but my goodness, I think that's some good value. I know there's a plethora of guards now at your Spurs, Papi. You're a Spurs fanatical guy. Do you think he's going to have a good season, or is he going to be sort of deprioritized with the younger brigade coming through?
Well, the number one news that I'm still waiting is just to have like a clarity with like, the injury that he had. He was about to go to Manila, but then actually I had an opportunity supposedly to actually interview the Aaron Fox as well back then, but he didn't go here. I don't think it was like a super, wild injury. Maybe it's about the contract. Maybe it's the reason why he didn't go here and he had to go to actually do some stuff there. But I still think he's the number 2 guy after Wemby. So, yeah.
Well, Fox is just taken right before you. So I'm unlucky for you, Papi, right?
Unlucky, Papi.
Yeah, that is unlucky because I think De'Aaron Fox would have fit your team very nicely. But what are you thinking here? You've got 15 seconds on the clock.
I'm going to put some flavor to my team. Let me get the flag.
First rookie. He's captured the flag. Middle of the 4th round. I'm okay with it. Some would say that that's early. I think it's fine. I think it's good.
This is where he's going to go. I don't think he's going to fall any further than this. I'm actually a little surprised he fell to the 4th round or mid 4th round.
See, we did one of the first mock drafts of the preseason of a lot of analysts. And we saw him go. Was it the end of the 2nd, early 3rd round? He was just
it was something like that. And I think by the time we're drafting for real, that's probably where he's going to go. Again, it's going to depend on how he looks preseason and stuff. But
look, I know Darius Garland is coming into the season injured, but I really want those assists. And you can tell we've got Luka, Maxey, and Garland. And there's a reason behind that. What I've done, I've noticed just in some mocks recently that a lot of the late fly guys that I'm keen on, they're always available. And these are big men. So if I want to get these big men, if I just need to top up when it comes to rebounds or blocks, I think I can get them later. So I'm going for those elite guards early on. I don't know if you guys have seen that trend.
I have, and I'm actually tossing up now. Like, I'm actually thinking about, you said that, so I'm thinking, I'm going to take someone who I like a lot and who I don't know is going to come back to me in the next round. But the choice is because I'm so close to Steve right here. He's got 2 picks.
Yeah, I was looking at Jimmy.
I'll be taking Jimmy in the next round usually, but that's who I know's. Yeah, there you go. He's looking at Jimmy. So for me, I'm like, I can't leave Jimmy for 2 picks with him right there. Do you know what I mean? Like I can't do that. So then I'm kind of playing like the walking the dude game, and I don't really like that.
Yeah, I want to do that. Does that mean Jimmy Butler's one of your guys this season, Matty G?
Oh, I'm about to go wild on this in a second. I'm trying to find one here. I've got 2 guys who I love because they just keep on going, but he's already gone. So I'm just going to take this before it's. Oh, did I? Oh, you took him. I'm taking Kristaps. I'm leaning into a few of the guys who are veterans right here. I've got guys on my list like Kawhi Leonard, who is falling in drafts. Jimmy Butler, who is falling in drafts, Zion Williamson, who is falling in drafts, Kristaps, who is falling in drafts, all guys who I know are top 25 guys, and I'll pick these up around the 50s. So I'm eclipsing 2 rounds of early value for me. So this is where after the 3rd round, and I've got like my established core, I'm like, okay, who can I get in my 4th and my 5th? And that's kind of like are they available? How much risk adversity do I have? Like Papi, like you were saying before, like you're going to come here because he's injured or some other stuff going on. You don't want guys like that in your fantasy team either, do you? You want guys who are going to play games. It's always going to help you.
For sure.
Yeah, I know you've mentioned it before, Matty G, that you're big on Porzingis to the point where you think he's probably the best fantasy player on the Atlanta Hawks. I know we debated that, but Porzingis is one of your guys, as is Jimmy Butler. So I'm seeing a theme here, Matty G. You are going for your guys in this draft.
Well, this is gonna shock you because if there's a guy around in the next round, I'm actually gonna go with you with one of my knock guys. I've got 2 or 3 guys who are my knock guys in my queue.
Embiid.
Well, I can't say the name. You can't speak ill of the thing. But if they come back to me in the next round, or when they come off the board, and he's been in my queue since the beginning of the 3rd round after my 3rd pick, and I didn't take him in the 4th or the 5th. So I'm just playing. Well, there's one of my other guys
now.
Yeah, Jurgens. That's a great pick. Great pick.
Yeah, I like Avdia coming into this season. Steve, just take us through Franz Wagner. I took Desmond Bane a few picks after you, but do you think just with that usage, Desmond Bane coming onto the Magic, Franz is going to decline significantly, or is it just going to be a slight dip?
I think it's just going to be a slight dip. I like him here, end of the 4th round. Just I'll take him. Whatever happens, happens. And then I was really debating with my first pick of the 5th round there. I went with Jared Allen because I wanted to get some blocks, but I was looking at Vucevic, who's still on the board. I was looking at maybe even going Embiid and just really aiming for upside and gambling. And I was looking at Porzingis, just like you, Matty. All the guys that you named off, I was looking at them too.
Speaking of Embiid, Embiid's just been taken.
There he is.
11th pick of the 5th round. So
yeah, Mark Williams is another guy. He just went. I was looking at him too.
Yeah. Mark Williams was in my queue there. So there you go. You mentioned that as well.
Yep.
D-Mac, the centers run. So look at that center run right there. Zubac, Williams, Embiid. So there's 3 of the last 5 that have come off. And Kristaps and Jarrett Allen, both centers in this one. So in that round alone, 5 of the 12 picks off the board. So almost half at the 5th round. We always notice that there's this 5th round, like, oh, I need a center. And they kind of fly
and there's a plethora of them because you've still got Vucevic, you've still got Duran, you've still got Walker Kessler.
There's Duran.
There
he is.
Yeah, there's Duran. I was looking at Duran as well. Quickly is another one that I like coming into this season. I'm just looking at my team. I'm very guard heavy. Desmond Bane, he's going to take a bit of a dip, a bit of a hit from last season when he was at the Memphis Grizzlies, but I think he's solid in the 5th round. Papi Roy, Kobe White in the previous round, and he's on the clock right now. What do you need?
I was about to pick either Quickly or Kessler. So now, I don't know what to pick. I guess I have to pick this dude. I mean, he always delivers. Boring, but always delivers. So
I think that's awesome value. I was looking at him 5th round.
I'm probably a little bit lower on Vucevic than you guys are. We spoke about it, Matty. I'm not that confident that he's prioritized, but I'm on the clock. Look, Levine's a boring pick, but I'm okay with boring. I'm okay with boring.
You like boring? Take boring.
Boring still wins you championships. I'm going to go boring. I'm going to have a quick flick through. Yeah, I'm going to go boring.
Is it quick flick through when you hear the music playing like that?
It's soothing to the soul.
Oh, you're not going to believe who I'm going to take next. You're going to hate this. You're going to love this from me if he's still there. Oh, don't do this to me. Who's this? Come on, Burkaloo.
Burkaloo.
Boogaloo. Burke Topel. 928 because there's 927 Burke Topels before him.
Well, he took Brandon Miller in the previous round, which is a nice upside pick. I like Brandon Miller. Is he a 5th round guy?
Oh, please keep on debating this. Please don't decide. Go
Is that who you are looking at? Alex Saad?
No. And you know that I like Saad this year. I took him way back early when with Saint in that first draft of the year.
Yep.
You're going to hate this from me, but you're going to love it at the same time because he's one of my anti-guys.
Oh, dang it, Matty.
Yeah.
That was my guy.
That's your guy?
Take us through why he's an anti-guy.
Well, he's my anti-guy. He's a very popular pick. So this is so it's a good pick now. So
look at the guards, you guys. Just look at them. They're gone.
This is the thing. So I'm looking at guards who are off the board. There's a bit of a guard shortage. I managed to get that SGA. I managed to get Tyler Hero. I had 2 of my first rounds, but I still want another elite guard. Peyton Pritchard could very well finish the top season as a top 30, top 40 player. Oh, that's early.
I know,
Oh
but like, dude,
You want to reverse it? Reverse it, commish. You can't go that early on.
No, I'm taking them. And here's the thing, guys. Like, look, the guards are just about gone.
How many games
nothing
does he
left.
play this season, guys?
You're
I don't
stashing
know,
him in
20
IR.
plus,
You're
30
stashing
plus?
him deep
Gotta
in
roll
IR.
with it.
He could be there for a while. I don't mind it, but probably this early is a tad too rich for me.
Oh,
I'm
you took
thinking more
Pirtle.
like 10.
Yeah.
Pirtle's a good
I
one.
love that from you.
I like Pirtle.
I love
I'm
Pirtle
iffy
from
on
you.
the Irving pick, but I think you've made up for it, my friend, with Pirtle in the 7th round.
I am going to jump a little bit on this one. The word is not auto. It's Aiton. I'm trying to take it. Aiton. Why is auto picking? Auto pick is just making me say auto when I'm trying to type in Aiton. Here we go. DeAndre Ayton. I'm taking DeAndre Ayton because this team is a team that's kind of built around. I've got a lot of assists. I get a lot of rebound, position stuff right here. So just adding some points and some rebound flavor. I think I need that with a high free throw percentage. But yeah, Peyton Pritchard there for me in the 70s is the value, where when I'm seeing him go off in the draft boards and start to slide up into the 40s and early 50s, which is about on par, that's me. Who are you taking, Mac?
Another boring one.
Oh, no, I like that. I like Miles Bridges. I think this
Solid.
is in the 70s is solid as heck.
Yeah.
Yeah, you wanted
Do you
Zach
guys
LaVine.
think Kneppel's on the team? We got the Bridges back-to-back. Miles first, going to me, and then Mikal Bridges to don't jump man. I prefer Miles over Mikal.
Me too.
But
Me too.
Kneppel, is he going to take some of the usage away from Bridges, and is it going to be significant?
I don't think so. I think Bridges, as long as he's healthy, he's going to have a very similar role to what he's had. I think he'll have similar production, and I think for 7th round, that's solid.
Yep. And Papi Roy, Donovan Clingan in the 7th round, I think it's solid. I really do think with those blocks upside, the rebounds, he's the number one center on that team. I don't think Hansen Yang is going to challenge him for that starting role.
No way.
Well, I guess not during fantasy playoffs. I'm gonna go Gaga and Hansen during fantasy playoffs because he has that opportunity. But overall, I think among the you have Gobert, you have Okongwu. I think Klingan has the most upside and the good centers left. I was actually eyeing Ayton. I was quietly upset because I was dominating in LA. So yeah.
You took the words right out of the mouth. Must have been while you were taking DeAndre.
But you are such a gentleman that you are quietly upset, whereas other people would have been just pissed off. But
I wasn't quite about Pritchard, man. I really wanted Peyton Pritchard. I knew you were going to take him too. I'm like, he's got to die on somebody.
No, because because you know he's one of my guys who I'm like, don't draft him when you drafted in the 40th pick, and you just think because you eat all of the upside. He's like, he's a sleeper. He's not a sleeper. That's dumb talk. We're talking the Peyton Pritchard is a sleeper when he's the starting point guard at Boston, and everyone's taking him in the pick 40. Is he a sleeper? No, he becomes overhyped. He might be really good, and he might be a good pick. So the tag should be, this is the good pick show, not the slept on dude.
And again, here's the thing. Like, it's just, there weren't any other guards. Like the guards are just about gone now. Everybody else at this point is going to be kind of a flyer. It's going to be somebody that's like a bit of a gamble. Some people might even say reach, but like at the end of the day, like you've got to get your guys, you've got to fill your roster. So
we'll look at that.
Josh Hart got taken in the 8th round. Josh Hart had an ADP around the 50s, but he slipped. I think that's almost justified. I can see that happening with some of those Knicks guys, just getting less minutes, less usage, and there is potential that he may not even start.
But this is Papi Roy's been doing some good picking. I want to call it out from Papi Roy and take people through the draft for 1 second, because he mentioned he was taking Donovan Clingan before. He thought he was the best of the other centers available, and he mentioned guys like Gobert and Okongwu. Well, those are the next two guys off the board. Brandon Ingram. We have Asar Thompson after that one. We've got Hartenstein and Naz Reid. Is this me?
This is me. This is me.
Oh, and then you do it. I'll take it through. And then we got Okongwu, Brandon Ingram. We had Asar Thompson, Isaiah Hartenstein, and Naz Reid. So again, a run of centers: Draymond Green, Anthony Simons, Brad Beal, Porter. So we're seeing the last of the points guys go off the board. So a lot of big points guys. Cam Thomas, there we go. Another big points guy. So these guys were giving you like between 18 to 22 points a game. They're gone. Christian Brown for you right now. So back to Burke Topol. And I'm going to have to, oh, geez, he's taking Vassell. I'm going to have to lock in here. And
you need to lock
out.
this in. Yeah, I've gone Christian Brown. Again, a bit of a boring pick, but I think he's got that upside. He's a starter. He's still a young guy, so the trajectory is still going upwards for him. And no one's taking those minutes as well. He was around, I think he was even
Really
higher than this
boring.
in terms of end of season rank last season. So to get him close to the end of the 8th round, I'm okay with it. It's not a home run pick, but I think it's a solid pick for those middle to late rounds.
And you took Toby.
I
too.
like
Another guy I was
Tobias
looking
Harris.
at.
I know
Matty,
he's a
you and
home-
I just we're in lockstep, and
I know he's this is why it's boring, but I know that there's a chance that you might take him because you're a Detroit native. I like him. We've got a slippers show. Guys have slipped off the radar. Malik Beasley has made his way back into my conversation because I heard he's going back there. I love that from you though. Jalen Suggs at pick 97. I think that's real solid picking right there.
Thank you.
And now he's back on the clock.
Yeah,
so
now I'm debating what else I want to do. You know what? I think I'm going to go ahead and take another guard.
Here we go.
Kind of boring, but
Drew.
a guy that I like.
Does he
a guy that I
start?
think-
Does he start for the Trailblazers?
I think so. I think he starts either at the point or at the 2. Either way, I think he starts. I think he'll play on ball. He'll play off ball. I think he'll, as long as he's healthy, I think he'll put up decent numbers. And again, just going for that guard depth.
Oh, I typed it wrong. I've got 2 guys on my board here, and I hate to speak well. I'm going to take. I like Zach Edey around here, and I like Khalil Ware. So for me, it's much of a muchness. I'm taking the young one. I'm going to take. Oh,
Solid.
can you undo that? No. Oh, don't undo. No, you can't.
2 in a row. 2 in a row. They're the 2.
I was pushing away. I had them both in my queue, and I was trying to move it up. Khalil Ware, and then Khalil Ware is going straight off that. Those are like my 2 young centers around here that I like because you touched on them earlier about the centers going off the board. There are a few around here, but it starts to get into the dregs like Derek Lively, Robert Williams, Mitch Robinson, Claxton still on the board. Claxton, as I said, Quater.
Yeah, and he's doing good things at Eurobasket at the moment for Portugal. So,
John Collins was a solid pick too, by the way, D-Mac.
yeah, look, I was actually thinking about Matas Buzelis at that point, and I was very disappointed that he went straight after John Collins because I was hoping that he would get back to me. But yeah, no chance. I really like Buzelis. I prefer Buzelis, but I thought I'd have a chance to get him back around. Not to be. Okay, Papi Roy, you took Norm Powell. Norm Powell's now in Miami. Is he going to be the same Norm Powell that he was last season at the Clippers?
Well, I was just thinking back when he was in the Clippers, he really, bona fide that what I call his nickname, Norm the Storm. He kind of like really brewed that in LA. With Miami being, doing not a lot of things, almost boring roster to some extent. Of course, not taking away Tyler Hero because Tyler Hero is Matty's guy. I was just thinking, I think Norman Powell should have a very solid role in the Miami Heat. He can do a lot of things. I'm not sure if Wiggins sticks with Miami. Maybe he goes, maybe not. But I think I need some next stat that will definitely fell off is going to be scores or scoring. I thought of like, hey, let me get some Norman Powell.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think it's a nice boost to your scoring at that point in the 9th round. So really solid there. Brandon Podziemski is someone that I was looking at, and to get him in the 9th round, at the back end of the 9th round, I think is solid. Do you guys think he's going to have a solid role this season?
I think so. I mean, I've talked a lot about him on my show. I think we need to see a full commitment from Steve Kerr to him. Mm-hmm. We saw him kind of, yanked in and out of the lineup. Of course, they still have Buddy Hield. They've got Moses Moody. They've got a lot of different guys in that backcourt on that perimeter. But Pods is the one that has the most upside. And, hopefully they can commit to him and be consistent with that commitment. And then we'll reap the benefits in fantasy.
Absolutely. I saw Bilal Koulibaly. He was tearing it up at Eurobasket as well for France. And I think he's part of that youth movement in Washington as well. So I like that in the 10th round. Really low risk. Papi Roy, you're on the clock, my friend. What do you think? What do you need?
I actually wanted Bilal, but
you're getting stuffed over so hard here, mate. I feel so bad.
Let me get this dude now rather than later.
Wow. Okay.
I was auto-picked. Yeah, I was about to pick Cal Filipowski, but
do you not want this
fine.
one? We'll change it. We'll go back. Let's go back.
Okay, yeah.
Undo. Oh, hang on. I got to go back again. Did I go back? There we go. Go on.
There
Take
you
your
go.
man.
Nicely done,
Give-
D-Mac.
Give me some.
Thanks.
I want some jazz. I want some mighty player in my team.
Yeah, I like it. It's a nice upside play. Even if he doesn't start, and I don't think he starts for the Jazz to begin the season, I think he could be a silly season winner. I've got quite a few guys in my queue. I'm going to go old because just old man squad. Shout out to Dan Vesperus. I've gone CJ
That's a good
McCollum.
pick. Yep.
I
As
think
long
he's
as
going
he's
to take on
healthy,
a
he'll
leadership
play
role.
well.
As long as he's healthy. Yeah, look, we said that they would prioritize some of the younger guys in Washington, but they need some
Love
presence
that.
on the court.
I know he's one of your guys as well. He's like, this guy is this.
Yeah.
Who's this? Who is this Burke Topol who's like reading my playbook and following every podcast? Is he just messing with me?
Or
Is
do
he
you have
like,
two
I heard
entries,
you
mate? Do you have your phone and your laptop going on at the same time? That's
Burke,
just you. You've got
who
two
is the
teams.
927th better Burke Topol than that bloke at this point in time?
Yeah. So KPJ, I like KPJ. Is he starting or is it going to be Cole Anthony for Milwaukee?
I don't even know anymore. Look, I'm sorry, he's thrown me. Shut
Brett
up.
Topol's
I'm
just
trying to draft
thrown
here.
Matty G. I think Matty G is about to
At this
explode
point
right
in the
now.
draft,
I
it
am.
doesn't matter. You just take one of them, and they're both, whoever starts, it doesn't really matter. They're both going to play on that team. They'll both put up some decent numbers probably. And in this late in the draft, if it doesn't work out, oh well, you move on.
Yeah, exactly. We spoke
I've
about
tried
that,
to-
Steve. DeJounte. Okay, so you'll stash him.
Well, no,
straight
can
in
you
the
undo
IR.
that one? Can you undo
Oh, you
that
don't
one? Because I
want
was
that
trying to take Bobby Portis.
Oh.
Portis
Okay.
is good.
I'll
pick.
leave DeJounte. Leave DeJounte.
Oh, you want
leave,
DeJounte?
leave DeJounte. Look, leave him. They're both
Okay.
in the queue, but I'm clicking away, as you can see. I'm fine with it. But
okay
no one
with
take
that
Portis. No,
Okay.
look, I'm okay
I've
with
got a few
DeJounte because
guys in my queue. I'm thinking I might take
Stash.
Lively, but I've got quite a few of these others that I hope get
fine.
back to me. Scoot is a consideration, but I'm going to take Lively here. Starting at center for Dallas Mavericks.
Yeah.
But you can see my queue for those that are watching the show. I do have Jay Huff, Isaiah Jackson, Namus Cater, and Adam Boner. Boner alert. So quite a few
Also,
guys.
thank you very
that I
much
think
for
I can
sharing.
get.
Yes, thank you for sharing your queue with us as well, so we can see what you're going to.
Yeah, well, that's okay because
It's very nice when you
only
host.
Papi
It's
Roy
very-
has one more pick before me.
It is.
So I think I'm safe.
Let me pick
So
your
we-
pick, D-Mac. Scoot!
Scoop. Yeah, I
Yeah.
like it.
This is going to be his last chance not to scoot around while Dame is out. So
Well
let's
played.
go
man.
scoot.
Yeah. His last chance not just to eat the good food in Portland. Food. I like the food.
Hashtag Chub for Bub. Bub Carrington, Carlton Carrington. He went at the 7th pick of the 11th round, which I think for a starting point guard is good value there. Naismith is another guy that I was looking at, so he's gone in the 11th round as well to Gregor. Won't pronounce his last name.
Oh, there's so many guys. There's so many guys who are
Quentin
not drafted.
Grimes, still a free agent, or is he signed? I think he's still a free agent,
He's
right, guys?
Still a free agent,
Yeah.
but he's a good pick in case he does get signed by
Exactly.
somebody.
Dennis
See,
Schroeder.
this is late. He's going to eat. Like, I know it's pick 133, and say what you want about Schroeder, but again, every time you watch him play Eurobasket and these kind of these international tournaments, like he just is. He just does the stuff. Like,
FIBA Schroeder, for us Aussies, FIBA Paddy Mills was next level.
there you
But
go. There's half
FIBA
out of your
Schroeder
queue.
was great. Yeah, I wanted half. Interestingly, that Malik Monk went ahead of Dennis Schroeder. So does Monk start ahead of Schroeder or vice versa?
I don't know. Look, I think Schroeder starts. I think Monk plays. I think they both start. And I just don't know if Monk's on the team by the end of the year, to be honest. I don't know a lot about what's happening in Sacramento this season.
Yeah. DeAndre Hunter went in the 12th round. He gets a bit of an uptick because Max Strus will be out for a little bit. So DeAndre Hunter gets a boost there.
I
Jeremy
think that's a
Sohan.
great pick at 138.
Yeah. Jeremy Sohan just before you, Papi Roy. As a Spurs guy, were you looking at him?
No. I was actually looking at that. I just met
Yo.
him a few months ago here in
You
Manila.
did. I saw the pictures.
Yeah. I
Okay.
was
Oh yeah.
looking at.
Yeah.
I was about to
Nice.
do some Homer pick like Dylan Harper, especially that he's half Pinoy as well. But I thought of
Hmm.
like if this was a real draft, I would have needed some, some solid guard stats, and I think I see from Utah Jazz have a good chance to give some solid time. So had to give some props to what he did last season.
I've taken Isaiah Jackson, weighing
Yeah,
up
you took my
between
guy.
Jackson or Cater. There's talk that Luka Garza could start for the Celtics, so I'm not assured that Cater went straight after me, but I'm not assured that he will start. I think he should, but there is some upside there with Luka Garza, so another guy that could come off the board. Steve, you have the final pick of the draft.
Yeah, I'll end
did
it
you
with
pick?
Risa Shea.
Risa Shea.
I think he's still going to start. I think he's still going to have lots of opportunities there in Atlanta. We saw him towards the end of the year produce quite nicely. And quite frankly, I needed a forward. I didn't draft enough forwards apparently. So I needed one more to fill my spot. So there you go.
Lovely. That rounds out the draft. Now let's have a look. Let's have a look at all of our teams. I'll start with Matty G. We'll start with you because you were banging on about your SGA build. Take us through your build, my friend. SGA number 1. Oh, I don't hear you, Matty G. Are you on the mute, my friend?
Yeah, I was on the mute. No, I like it. Look, I think it's decent. And this is the crazy thing with this amount of picks. I'm just looking at who's still out there. Like I'm scrolling through now. Like I've Bobby Portis, I wanted to take my last pick, and I was like, I'm just going to take upside. So I'm just going to roll the dice right now and take a nipple. I could have taken Arisha Shea, who I love. PJ Washington's here. Colin Sexton, Aldama, Dylan Harper, Lopez, like the backup, like Jared McCain. The fact that Jared McCain's ADP right now is 140 for me is crazy. So I think wherever you go is there's a lot of leeway and moves right here. I like it, but look, I think it's a really solid foundation with going with SGA. I've gone high free throw percentage, a lot of points. He's not a large assist guy. So the big thing is like your point guard gets assists. It's like this thing in your head. It's like the Pope is Catholic. Well, yeah, he is because he's the Pope and he's Catholic. But there's like this name association with point guards giving assists, right? So if I was to say a center should get rebounds, Papi Roy could be like, yeah, that's true. But Papi would be smart enough to know that Jaren Jackson's not going to give me those rebounds compared to other centers or power forwards. Yeah. So I think it's just based around that for me, but I like how it's shaken out. I've got some really good value guys in Jimmy Butler, KP. I love that. Ayton. Pritchard in the 70s is nice because I haven't overdrafted him in the 40s or the 50s. I've taken him in the 70s where he's fallen to me. And then I'll put some really nice peripheral guys around there in the guard spot, but I'm probably going to need to get some more forward eligible guys just to balance it out a little bit because of that dual eligibility. But I like how it's shaken out.
Who would you have taken if it wasn't for DeJounte? Remind me again who you're looking at there.
I was kind of looking at maybe another. I was looking at filling it up with a more safe pick like Bobby Portis to get that forward center eligible spot. But DeJounte, when he's falling like that late, and I can put him in IR, especially if there's 3 IR spots, and he is one of the returning players who might be out the shortest amount of time, maybe like a month. I think that I can live with. I can live with maybe going 5,500 to start my season. And then plugging and playing him in. I'm like, that I'm okay with because I've still got 20 weeks, including fantasy playoffs, that I can use him really well.
And I think he's a potential top 50, top 60 type of per game guy 100%. As well. You won't get that with they'll look after him. It'll be a slow ramp up. But yeah, eventually top 50, top 60 type of dude, which is very valuable come playoff time. Steve, take us through your team. Number 1 pick, you went Jokic, no brainer, but you did say that you were thinking SGA in some other leagues.
Yeah, and quite frankly, I sort of maybe wish that I did. Now, Jokic, obviously we know he gets a lot of assists and stuff, a lot of out of position stats. But yeah, the guards really dropped off. So I took Derek White and J-Dub, Jalen Williams from OKC. I thought that was a really good way to start the draft.
Are you concerned that Derek White, he'll probably play a little bit less with Boston not really going to be super competitive this season?
I think he's going to play. Yeah, he's going to play a ton. He's going to have a ton of usage. He's going to be awesome, but I am concerned about how long is it going to last? You know, if Boston's struggling, are they going to shut him down at some point? In head-to-head leagues, that is something that you have to be aware of. But again, like, you've got to take guards early and often, and there were already a limited amount of options there. So, you know, I could have gone with guys like Brunson, Giddey. Obviously, we talked about Tyler Hero. Dyson Daniels was an option. So, I mean, but really, like, a lot of those, like, facilitators, a lot of those true point guards, a lot of them were already gone. So, especially the elite ones. So, yeah, you know, I think just between my top 3 guys, I think I've got a lot of versatility. I've got a ton of, like, out of position stats. And so it gives me a lot of versatility. So it's a good way to start in that regard. But it did make me have to kind of prioritize certain positions as we went further into the draft.
Yeah, and looking at your Kyrie Irving pick, you seem quite confident and comfortable taking him there, putting him into IR, and similar to DeJounte Murray.
I mean, I wouldn't say I was confident, but I mean, you got to do what you got to do, you know. And again, when you're playing with a lot of great people who know what they're doing and stuff, sometimes you got to take some risks. Sometimes you got to play the long game. And this is a case where I'm rolling that dice, you know, and just hoping that he comes back, you know, all-star break. I mean, it's one of those things, you know. It could pay off. It could bite you in the you-know-what. And it all depends. I say this all the time. It depends on your leagues. Know your leagues. Know your settings. Know what you're able to do and not do. You know, if you're limited,
and this is you're a smart ass too, because you know we got 3 IR in this, which isn't usual. So D-Mac set up with 3 IR. So if you're snashing him straight away, and you usually are used to operating out of 2 IR spots, you will literally Papi Roy's nodding right there. He's like, "Oh, wait a second. You mean for my Christmas present is that you mean my Christmas present is Kyrie Irving under my fantasy tree?"
Hopefully, my Christmas present, if I wasn't too naughty this year.
By the sounds of it, he's like your Valentine's Day present, because you have been a very naughty boy this year.
And honestly, I would take it for Valentine's Day. If he comes back Valentine's Day, I'll take that. That's still before
Steve, you are a naughty boy. Papi Roy, you're not as naughty. Take us through your team. You took Giannis in the first round. Take us through that build.
Yeah, well, personally, I think I'm still rusty in terms of, like, you know, building a better team, but I'm quite happy with what I did. I started with Giannis, then LeBron and Scotty almost have the same type of, you know, fantasy profile. A lot of stats there. Wanted some Cooper Flag just because I wanted him, I guess. And then something that I'd say on towards the second half of my pick, probably I kind of, like, was a little bit aggressive towards the value on fantasy playoffs. Maybe it's me still remembering what happened end of the season last season, but I think it could pay off. There are certain teams that gets a lot of value whenever they tank and whatnot, and those teams are pretty obvious. So I think it was a little bit aggressive. There are several players that I could have drafted, Dan Collier or Filipowski, but I'm fine with that. There's one player that I love that I draft. I like Cam Johnson's value this year. I think he could, you know, be underrated. I think since people are saying maybe Jokic sits, stuff like that, then who's going to be at least the second, third option in the Denver Nuggets?
Jokic makes everybody
exactly.
Everybody.
So yeah, so I like that Cam Johnson pick. What else? Donovan Clingan for me is someone that can already contribute now, but still has an upside just in case whatever Portland decides. So I think that's a good value pick towards the middle. And then aside from free throws and maybe turnovers, I'd say this is quite an interesting bunch that I drafted.
Can I ask you guys this? Yeah, me too. And can I ask you this when you're taking that? Because we've seen Michael Porter Jr. MPJ has gone off the boards earlier than everybody else. And look, he's been a solid fantasy player now for years. Like, we all love MPJ, but now he's on the Brooklyn Nets. Again, I repeat, the Brooklyn Nets. Exactly. That's the kind of response that should elicit that.
Yeah.
He's gonna
Cam
suck.
Johnson, it's gonna suck. And all the beat writers, the people who live near the stadium, I'm pretty sure, like the homeless person feeding pigeons down the street, like next to Barclays Center, like everybody in the vicinity of the Brooklyn Stadium knows that these guys are going to tank hard this year.
Yeah.
Which for me tanks MPJ's value slightly. For me, Cam Johnson, who showed elements of being a winning basketball player in Phoenix before being traded and going over and showing quality in Brooklyn, who wanted to play well in Brooklyn, who showed that he can play well in Brooklyn, whose extended absences last year because they were winning along with Schroeder. I mean, maybe you shouldn't just have their coach if you want to tank, because he's really good. Cam Johnson going into a winning situation in Denver, being engaged, feeding off Jokic, I just think his fantasy value, this guy is going to get so many catch and shoot threes. His percentages on those are incredible. I think it dings the value of Brown in Denver, but I think Cam Johnson is a season long, I won't say stud. I just think he's a winning basketball player in fantasy who's not going to do you wrong by you.
I totally
Have
agree.
have you watched or heard him talk basketball in his guesting in podcast?
Yeah, he loves.
Totally, that's right. He's really, his basketball IQ isn't just good. He's like he's a student of the game. He really wants to learn.
He loves basketball. And I can see it's, I think playing basketball for the Brooklyn Nets is like when you wake up next to that girl who you had a lot of drinks with the night before and you were going to make, this is going to be it. Like we're going to make it to Christmas. And you wake up the next morning and you roll over and you're like, I'm not going to make it past this week. and I think he's met his wife in Denver playing beside Jokic, and he's going to want to just be like, I'm going to make you happy, Nicola, just whatever you want. And I think that's what he brings to that team with Michael Malone and with Jamal Murray. I think this is a guy who's going to be engaged and who isn't about the contract and the money and needs a fresh start and looks mopey like MPJ. And again, I'm not saying you should draft like Cam Johnson in the 50s because of it. I think you should draft him reasonably.
I don't think he's going to make Nikola Jokic as happy as his horses, but I think he will make him very happy. Cam Johnson's ADP, it's interesting that it's 82.7 on Fantrax, so about right here. 74 on Yahoo and 105 on ESPN. Well, ESPN very much points league, so he doesn't do as well in points leagues. But Yahoo 74, would you go as high as 74?
I would. Based on your team, based on your team need and stuff. But yeah, I think there's definitely tons of per game upside. I think he's a great fit in that system, like we said. I would.
Gosh. How's this? The blended average right now between Yahoo, ESPN, and Fantrax, MPJ is at 76.4, and Cam Johnson between all of the three is at 87. So within 10 picks, these two guys are, and ADP battle, MPJ versus Cam Johnson. This is just a random segment in the show. ADP battle, boys. I'm calling you out right now. Say a name when I call you. Papi Roy, MPJ or CJ?
Let me put a joke first. To everyone that is watching, if you haven't seen what Jokic said to MPJ, what was the statement he said?
Oh yeah,
that alone should be the context clue on which you should choose. I'm gonna go Cam Johnson.
I'm the same, mate. Cam Johnson all the way. Cam Johnson.
Yeah.
And MPJ, because we points at the sexy girl at the party, we want to take home. Like, oh my gosh, he's going to get me so many points. He's going to shoot 40 shots a game.
I will say this though. I will say this: if you're playing Roto, MPJ maybe slightly points because leagues. If you're doing Roto, it's a little bit easier to take guys that we think might get shut down because you just if you're in a games cap, you just play them when you have them, and then you sit them when you don't, and you just fill in if anything happens. So it's a little bit easier in Roto. If you're doing head to head, Absolutely. I'm thinking
Good point.
Cam's a
Really
lot
good point.
safer. And again, for the value that you're getting him at,
I have a question to you
Gentlemen,
guys. I
yes.
have a quick question. This is a quick question. Do you think MPJ gets more assists in Brooklyn than what he had in Denver?
yes.
I don't think it would be too
I think so.
difficult. Yeah,
I
but
don't
there's
think-
a
yeah,
couple.
I don't think it would be
Remember,
difficult.
the Nets have a couple of rookie point guards as well. So
Mhm.
Demin, who you took as well, Steve
Yeah.
St-Pierre, and Nolan Traore as well. So he was a highly touted guy coming out of France a couple of seasons ago. Had a disappointing season last season, so he dropped down that rookie board as well. So I think they've got two promising, I won't say studs, but two promising point guards at the net. So he's going to have to share the ball a fair bit. But yeah, CJ for me all the way.
There's-
Now we're going
and
to put a
there's-
pin in this episode. I'll go on very quickly, Matty G.
No, I'm just going to say there's already starting to be some talk the last week as well that Traore might actually be getting a start, and that Denis might they both might be starting with Cam Thomas in the lineup as a small forward spot which he fills and which he is eligible for. So if they start both of the rookies, it could just be wild until one of them wins out in the job. Like I have no idea what to expect from Brooklyn.
That's something to watch. I don't know if it's just me, but you're getting laggy, my friend. That could be the Nets as well. That could be a sign of the Nets. So we're going to put a pin in this episode before we lose you altogether, Matty. Just quickly in my team, so I was drafting in the 4 slot Luka, Tyrese Maxey to follow that up. And I did say I didn't want to go for a punt free throw build, and I think I've paired Luka with Maxey quite nicely there. Chet Holmgren, I think, is value in the 3rd round. I've gone, again, heavy with the guards with Darius Garland in the 4th, understanding that he is coming to the season injured, but I play for fantasy playoffs, not for the first couple of months. Desmond Bain, I think, is solid. I've got a few boring picks in there, and then I've followed it up with a couple of flyers at the end. Isaiah Jackson, I'm not sure how that plays out with Jay Huff, but we know that he can get you a lot of blocks very quickly as well. He's coming back from Achilles, so they're going to slowly ramp him up. But I think he's going to be a key member of that team.
I love Jackson. Just really quickly, I want to just reiterate, I've said this before on my show a couple of times, but I love Jackson. I actually think if he's healthy and good to go, I think he starts right out of the gate. They gave him a 3-year contract. We've seen what he can do on that team in the past when he was filling in for Miles Turner. And I love his game. I love his upside. And I thought that was a fantastic pick.
Thank you, sir. I did as well. Now, thank you so much, guys. Any takeaways from that? Did we learn anything at the end of that round, throughout the middle? Were there trends? We knew about the guard roll through the first couple of rounds, and then the centers just going through that middle round or middle rounds. Anything else that we're taken away from that?
I learned don't draft next to Matty G.
Yeah, and Matty G, you had another drafter next to you. Who was it again that just sniped you here, there, and everywhere? I think he's gone. I think Matty G's completely muted. He's still shell-shocked.
Yeah. We're losing you, Matty. You did a good job drafting, though, buddy.
All right, we've lost him. He's gone.
Oh, he's back.
I'm like the battery. We've been going at this for so long. Like edit it out. This is the second draft we've done because the first draft going, so the battery on the laptop is about to die in a second. Now I'm like operating. It's like I'm operating on 2%.
We just made it. We just made it, and it's what, 12:30.
It's
past
12:30
your time. So you need to go to bed.
Midnight.
You've been drinking, so you've done really well as well.
I'm here.
But before we go, just letting you guys know, if you'd like to support the Bleav in Fantasy Basketball channel, consider becoming an MVP community member. Matty, what do we get?
You get everything. You
get everything.
You get that beautiful. You get that beautiful painting behind D-Mac's head at the end of the season.
I like it so much. It's staying with me.
You can get 3 locks of Papi Roy's beard hair. Look at that beard. Stroke it for me, Papi.
Oh, there you go.
Don't hear me say that too often. You get 3 of those trimmed and sent directly from you to the Philippines, and you get the absolute privilege of telling Saint to turn around his baseball cap and wear it the traditional way that people should wear baseball wherever you want when he is on a podcast. And you get the best intel in the world when it comes to fantasy basketball by the network. Make sure you like and subscribe by all of the things below and become a member of Bleav in Fantasy.
Yes, BelieveInFantasy.com. Thank you, Matty G. Thank you, Steve St-Pierre. Thank you, Papi Roy. Really appreciate your time. I really enjoyed that mock. Until next time, guys. Thanks very much.
Thanks, fellas.